Good early morning. It is 3:32 a.m. on Tuesday, September 17th, 2019. Well, I had a late night at work. Dodged my phone call, dodged everything to do with my phone. May it have been any texts, any messages, any of that. When I activated my phone, trust me, there were a few. What's there to say about this pathetic, embarrassing, deflating, any negative word in the book can you put about this game? Okay. First of all, it was embarrassing at the amount of Cleveland Brown fans that were in MetLife Stadium. For all that the Browns have been until last year, how much of a laughingstock they were. Okay. I can't speak for Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Um, that was a lot of Brown fans in that building for a team that has sucked for that long. Their trip was sure as heck well worth it. Regardless of this whole situation with the quarterback with the Jets, Trevor Simeon, it was as bad as it got. The quarterback's down with Darnold's down with mono. We're just gonna shelve him for at least a month, right? I mean, would it have mattered? Would it? I mean, what's the positive you can take from this game? We have a kicker that can kick. I'm on this uneasy part of the first half of the season in the schedule. These first two games were the two games that the Jets needed to have. Instead, we saw them blow a 16-0 lead to the Bills and lose 17-16 mainly because the offensive line is Swiss cheese, and when one key player goes out on defense, the whole place panics. That's number one. Number two, you think they could rebound? No, it just looked like quarterback, offensive line, the offense, whatever. The follow-up is a complete, absolute abomination, no show. And quite frankly, I think I speak for every Jet fan, and I'm going to say it straight up, I'm pissed off. It was sad. This game tonight was so sad to watch. It was pitiful. The Jets basically, you can say the Jets in a lot of ways handed that game to the Cleveland Browns tonight. The third down mistakes, a big holding penalty led to points. Jamal Adams, roughing the passer penalty on third down, led to a field goal. The Browns decide to go for it on fourth down late in the half. Late in the first half, they're up, at that point, what was it, 6-0? Yeah, Browns go for it, and pass incomplete. Oh, wait, oops, defensive holding. Next play, Nick Chubb's in the end zone. And then finally, when the Jets offense, which was pretty much an absolute no-show, the first half was one of the most pathetic displays of offense I have ever seen. I mean, the whole night was basically a pathetic no-show. It was the worst. And then when the Jets actually do get the guns going on offense, that always that one timely thing. Third quarter, maybe a chance. They're down 16-3, a chance to get back into this game. Fourth down, gotta go for it. I agree with the call. I do. I actually agree with the call. Instead of taking the points, the way the offense was moving the football all game long, you needed to get those points. I understood the call. They fall half a yard short, turned over on downs. Had they gotten that first down, they're first and goal at around the 10-yard line. Cleveland takes over at the 11-yard line. One play. Baker Mayfield takes a sack, and in lightning speed, in like a second and a half, if that, Odell Beckham Jr., who was like the main highlight of this game tonight, going into the game, zips down 89 yards, see you later, game over. They made it sound like Odell Beckham was an ex-Jet, just because it was his first game back in MetLife. Okay? Do you remember he didn't play for the Jets? He played for the Giants. Oh, but wait, Greg Williams, the history between them, something about a hit at the knees or some nonsense like that. Greg Williams, talking about Odell who? Well, Odell told you, remind you who he is. Yeah, that's right. 89 yards, speed race on your defense. Odell who? Even when more signs of life happen with the offense. They're about to get a goal. Le'Veon Bell fumbles it away back to Cleveland late in the game. And the Jets no offense didn't step back on the field again. But why don't we backtrack to before, everything. In typical Jets fashion, right? Darnold's not playing because of mononucleosis, right? Yeah, let's go with that. He's going to sideline for at least a month. So we go to Trevor Siemian, who's not seen a game since 2017. Right? In the first half, Trevor Siemian goes down with a leg injury. Like, you're sitting there, you're like, you've got to be kidding me. And might I say, Myles Garrett had a field day, especially with Kelvin Beachum. He abused Kelvin Beachum all game long. Him and Olivier Vernon were in the backfield all night long. And Garrett was flagged 3 times in the game, twice for roughing the passer. But, again, he had a field day. So he used all his weight. Trev seems to have until this Luke Falk guy, who last check was in Miami or something, comes in. They actually woke up. And what do you know? The Jets have a kicker. What's his name? Sam something? Begins with an F. I forget his name now. But yeah, those are points of the game in a 23-3 loss, which felt a whole lot worse. So we're stuck with Luke Falk as our quarterback. Yeah. Hey, they moved the ball a lot better, and they looked like they responded considering how many checkdowns or handoffs to Le'Veon Bell he was doing. He found a little bit of mesh with Robbie Anderson. Jamison Crowder, who was never in the game until the fourth quarter. But again, that's the tentativeness because the offensive line is Swiss cheese, and again, this was hard to stomach. This team is looking at 0-7. So after losing to Buffalo and Cleveland, both at home, okay, 2 games that needed to be had. You want to know what's next? You've got the Patriots in Foxborough. The only question is, what's the score going to be? You have a bye week. And then the one game I've been all amped up for, Philadelphia, playing my wife and all her friends, all her buddies. After that is Dallas with their high-octane offense. After that is the Patriots again, showing up on Monday Night Football. How much will the Patriots embarrass the Jets then too? Before they draw Jacksonville at the end of October. We're looking at 0-6, maybe 0-7, folks. After that deflating loss to the Bills last Sunday, you would hate to call the season over. You would hate, but the manner in which they lost that game, are they going to recover? The quarterback with his mononucleosis, who was he kissing for this to happen? Who? I understand the Browns became favored once Darnold was declared inactive. They're a better team than what they were in the past. They have talent. Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, Baker Mayfield and all his cockiness, Myles Garrett. They have a talented team over there. I'm not going to discredit that. They weren't that impressive. Their defense played well against our weak offense. The same team that got destroyed by Tennessee, who I thought was supposed to have a lackluster offense. The Browns rebounded in a big way. But I understand. Half of our team is gone. Darnold and Newman's out for the year. Avery Williamson's out for the year. C.J. Mosley has a groin injury. Our prized rookie Quinnen Williams is hurt. So yeah, for what it's worth, no. You see, regardless, next man up, in the words of Jamal Adams, right? Next man up. The whole country got to watch this team embarrass themselves from pillar to post. Prime time. They saw it with the butt fumble way back in Thanksgiving. That embarrassment. But at least that was to a quality team in the Patriots. The Cleveland Browns. It was disgrace. But then again, on primetime last year, the Browns beat the Jets on primetime to end that long streak of theirs. So this is nothing new. It's the middle of the night and I'm trying my best not to, because I'm heated. I'm peeved. But everyone's sleeping. I'm trying to keep my voice to an appropriate level. But I'm mad. Every Jet fan is mad. They should be. I can't wait to listen to Joe Benigno in about a good 6 hours or so. I just need to get some sleep. I had a late night at work. That's what happens when you work closing shifts at where I work. I'm in pauses. I'm in shock. I'm in shock at just how sad this is. I think that's the main part of it. I'm in shock. And if I bored you, I am sorry. 17 points given away. And anytime we had a chance to do something, we gave it away. So Cleveland, you're welcome. You earned your win. You earned your win. I'm not going to deny that. But I see it from a Jet fan. As a Jet fan, I see it from a Jets point of view. The Jets suck tonight. Points given away. Cleveland taking advantage of mistakes. A plethora of them. Plenty. And it starts with the brilliant head coach that we hired, which is obviously a stupid hire to begin with. It was stupid. This organization is a mess. It's a mess. The way how Mike McCagnon was fired, I like this guy, Doug. Douglas looks like a no-nonsense, brash kind of guy. He looks like don't bleep with him. Great. You have ownership who doesn't know what they're doing. Okay? They take it upon themselves to fire the GM after the draft in the middle of May, when if you were going to fire him, you should have fired him with Bowles. It was this whole thing is a mess. And only crap like this would happen to the Jets. Firing your GM in May after the draft, letting a new head coach who hadn't coached a single game win a battle over the sitting GM because they clashed heads. The quarterback goes down with mononucleosis after a deflating first game, and he's not coming back for at least a month, if not more. And then you have this. It's sad. It's really, really, really sad. It's a mess. You can change the talent. You can change the uniforms. You could whatever you want. Okay? It's the same continued laughingstock, the same continued crap, year in, year out. It's the same thing. Same old Jets. At the end of the day. Same old Jets. I need to get some sleep. I've bantered on, like I said, I'm sorry. I know I've had periods of silence and everything else in between. So, I'm signing off. I'm going to sleep. See ya.